Goes defending the southern end of Aussie Stadium. We are underway. Corey Parker supplies us with the kickoff, which comes down to Joe Williams, and Scott Geddes will bring it back out to be met there by Myers Maguire and also Carl Webb, who once again will start in the front row for the Broncos tonight with Shane Webke still out of action. Stewart playing it for Walker, who's been out of action himself following a concussion he suffered against the Tigers some 3 weeks ago now at Leichhardt Oval. They move it to the right-hand side, hooking a little flick out the back for Garth Wood, who has found himself a home on this right wing for the Rabbitohs. And they've done well to get it back within 5 metres off the halfway line off the kick-off. Fletcher now taking it across the line. He'll play it here for Walker on the last. As it goes to Joe Williams, his kicking game will be very important tonight, and he starts off with a pretty good one as well.
Yeah, good set of six from South Sydney.
Here's Costigan showing it, getting in behind them himself, and then he tries to force a pass and loses it forward. Sutton picks it up for the Rabbitohs, and Kelly wraps him up 30 out from his own line. There's a chance there brewing for the Broncos, but Costigan lost the handle as Wood now is stopped here by Corey Parker. Walker, as they go wide quickly to Williams. Minicello again. The back rowers looked good for the Rabbitohs early in this game. Walker to Fletcher. It will be a handful for them. And they'll take something out of this opening 5 minutes as well. They've had the better of it as Stewart cuts back to the left-hand side, dumps it out the back to Harrison. He looked to link up. Roy Bell was there sniffing around, waiting for a chance. Now Walker from dummy half. Goes back to the short side. Fletcher, though, knows where it needs to go. He comes back to Williams. Touched there by Costigan. That'll be 6 more tackles for the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Wood takes it from first receiver just for a settle-up. 30 metres out from the Broncos line with a full set of 6 here. Hookie to Geddes. They got up quickly off their line, the Broncos. Webb was there, but then Geddes was able to meet the contact and take another 5 metres as Walker goes to Williams, steps off his left foot, almost through them. Green made a good tackle that had to be made as well. Walker from dummy half, a short ball as they'll play it here 5 metres away through Harrison. Walker again goes the shorts on a lovely ball away to Wes Tillett. And the Rabbitohs score first against the Broncos.
Well, it's been a lazy performance so far for the Brisbane Broncos. On the 2 previous sets of 6, there was breaks made, but the Rabbitohs, they didn't show the patience. On this occasion, lovely ball out to Wes Tillett. They moved off their line, and Shane Walker cutting out 2 attackers, and finding the unmarked Tillett, holding the width of the touchline, placing the ball down. Great start for the Rabbitohs.
It's on target. It hits the post and bounces away. Just 12 metres out from the Rabbitohs line. Green. Short step before he gives it to Maguire. The pass back on the inside looked as though it may have been forward.
Play on.
It's play on, though. It comes still back to the Broncos. And Parker will play it 15 metres away. Tate from dummy half. They might have been unlucky there, the Rabbitohs. Green floats one to Maguire. They're lined up to the left-hand side. Aiken, though, goes straight through the hole. Sutton took his eyes off him in defence, and Aiken didn't have to be asked twice. He scooted through the gap and responds straight away for the Broncos to tie us up at 4 each.
Well, they were hesitant on that occasion, South Sydney. It's the first time that they've looked hesitant defensively. They have been moving up, they've been taking bodies, but on this occasion from an offload, Maguire out to Ben Aiken, Sutton pointing. He wanted Fletcher to take the man, and Aiken, a lovely dummy, slicing in between Fletcher and Sutton. They're just sliding away from the man with the ball. It's the first occasion they've done that tonight, South Sydney. They've looked aggressive and they've looked confident in everything that they've done. The first little bit of negativity in their play, and they've been found out.
One from 10 metres in from the touchline to start this game tonight. It looks okay, it is. The flags are up, and the Broncos set the ship straight immediately here. Green from dummy half. Comes to Corey Parker, who was met there by Garth Wood. defending in from his wing in defence as they come to Wyken. Sivanasiva to Tallis, quick hands, Myers away to Brent Tate, who gets in behind them, away from Minicello. He only has Roy Bell to beat. He puts a kick in back midfield, chasing is Maguire. Now it's soccer time. Wyken will pick it up and put the ball down to score his second for the Broncos.
That'll be 6 more, so it'll be tackle 1. I just want to check the grounding.
Just checking the grounding. I thought he might have checked for the offside with a kick back in the field of play. He called it. And Ben Ikin, what a start this would be.
Just want to make sure he got the ball down.
If it's his second try of the night. Casey Maguire's the man. He's definitely onside. You see Tate kicking the football. Robinson didn't ask for that to be checked. The video referee just having a look at it. Garth Wood coming across, making a play at the ball, and then Ikin, tremendous hand, picks it up. He looks as though he's a little bit short, but then he gets it down. Good second effort here by Garth Wood. Got himself up off the ground, tried his best to hold Ikin up on the first attempt. Second attempt, though, he gets it down. Good pick up. Shows his strength. You see him here going down with a football. That'll be a 4-pointer.
And the Broncos get their second of the night.
This season, when they haven't had their gun players there, they've continued that style of football, and it's worked for them.
Walker comes to Williams. He has Fletcher cutting back on the inside. He flips it on to Roy Bell. Here's a chance for the Rabbitohs. He comes to Carmichael Hunt and runs away from him. He put the Carmichael step on Mr. Hunt, and the Rabbitohs fans are on their feet here at Aussie Stadium.
Well, they've paid for 2 cheap turnovers, the Brisbane Broncos. A lack of patience, lack of respect for the opposition. And then Fletcher dragging in 3 defenders, giving the ball to Roy Bell. He sees the gap. He looks as though he's going to put on a step, and then takes off again. Lovely work by Fletcher, drags them in. The opportunity was there. And Bell, the smallest man in the competition. Great speed, great ability. Scores the try, he's happy.
Not a difficult angle for him. The strike, though, was a poor one by his normal standards. Parker will play it, 10 short of the halfway line. Midway through this set of 6 as Maguire comes to Wyken. He cuts out Tallis to give it to Carlaw, who finds Stuart Kelly cutting back into open space as he ran. He runs at Roy Bell, and the 65-kilo jockey stopped him 20 metres out. They keep it coming back to the left-hand side. Tallis will swing it back to the open side. Maguire looking for somebody to link up with. Gives it to Carl Webb. He says, here you go, have a crack yourself, Carl. And have a crack he will. Roy Bell was never going to stop him. But there was some awful South defence in the front line. There was nothing happening for Brisbane. And Maguire gave it to Carl Webb through lack of choice. And Carl said, thanks, Casey. Watch me go.
Well, he might have said thanks, Casey, but Roy Bell wasn't happy with the defenders. But Stuart Kelly, lovely run. And the Broncos, you're most vulnerable when you're defending a Broncos when the ball goes away from you, because this is what they like to do. Look as though they're going one way, turn it back, and then they try and isolate some lazy defenders. But on this occasion, South Sydney read it pretty well. It was just the strength of Carl Webb. Roy Bell, he was never going to get Carl Webb on that occasion.
As Parker lines this attempted conversion up, there was some terrible defence. Ashley Harrison's had a good game so far for South, but made an awful attempt on Carl Webb. That contributed to the try. He spread it wide, the Broncos. Here's Carmichael Hunt. Hookie, they will grab him and take him across the touchline. They went to the left quickly. Hookie, though, was up to it. And at halftime here at Aussie Stadium, the Broncos lead the Rabbitohs 18 points to 8. Made his point very clearly at that. As Joe Williams gets us underway for this second half. The kickoff will float down towards Dane Carlaw, who brings it back at speed to be stopped there by Willie Manu and also Brian Fletcher. As Costigan from dummy half gives it to Sivanasiva, who coughs it straight up. The Rabbitohs get a chance just 25 metres out from the Broncos line. They trail by 10, but perhaps not for too much longer. Manu playing it as Geddes takes it towards the post. Stopped there by Parker and also Sivanasiva. Walker coming to Fletcher. He'll just try and muscle his way over from close range. But the Broncos were more than a match for him. Knapp and Myers combining. Williams cuts out one. Martini gives it to Harrison. Out the back to that man, Roy Bell, who gets across the line inside the first 60 seconds of the second half.
Well, it's not a good time for the Brisbane Broncos. First set of 6, they turn the ball over. And the Rabbitohs, some lovely hands. We spoke about execution at half-time. That was a well-executed play. Ashley Harrison, what a ball. Out the back. He was the man that started it. He dived on the loose ball. He got himself from one side of the field to the other. Little run-round play there with Martini. Look at that. Tremendous skill by the ex-Bronco. And Bell out wide, getting the first 4-pointer on the night, bringing South Sydney back into the game. Tremendous skill.
He's had a tough night with the boot and the positions they've given him to kick from, and he's really lost his confidence, you would have to say, at the moment. Walker from dummy half. Comes to Justin Smith. As it goes to Sivanasiva, and Parker there to make the tackle on him. A couple of metres outside the 20. Wouldn't they love a try here? It would send this small crowd into absolute raptures. Walker will wait at dummy half for Manu to play it. Williams is at first receiver on this left-hand side. Players in motion on his outside. Harrison is through. Fletcher gets a flick pass from Harrison, and just like that, they've scored 2 tries in 4 minutes, and the Rabbitohs in a moment will be level pegging with the Brisbane Broncos.
Great play again from South Sydney. The ball player had plenty of people in motion around him. Joe Williams. Short ball, and Harrison once again going through the tackle of Brad Myers.
0 from 3. No mistake with this one. From close range, he adds the extra 2. A wry smile on the face of Williams. Sivanasiva will play it at the Rabbitohs 20. Costigan goes back to the left-hand side. Eichen grubbering, looking for Carlaw, chasing. Bell watched it, and then Carlaw got to it. And if he didn't ground it, he knocked it back, and the Broncos might have come up with a spectacular try here.
Well, if they have, great work by Dane Carlaw. First of all, they want to check for the offside. Eichen coming around, kicking the football, they're all onside. We've established that. Then Dane Carlaw doesn't give up on the run. Roy Bell assumes it's going to go dead. Carlaw makes a play at it. Knocks it backwards. We'll see whether his arm is actually on the ground. You see him coming in to make a play at the football. Well, I would say no try, but this will give us a better shot at it.
Let's take a look at the grounding to start with. Well, as the ball makes contact with the turf, it appears from that angle that his hand is on it and his body is still inside the dead ball line. And there it is, green lights for Dane Carlaw. The Broncos hit back, they lead 22 points to 18. They've been given a real scare to start their second half, the Broncos. Even if they can't drop outside the top 3, they would want a nothing less than a win here tonight. Parker's kick is waved away to the right-hand side, and now the Broncos from just outside the 20 will take it forward through Sivanasiva. They've shown some strong defence at the other end of the field. We'll see what they come up with here as Maguire works it across the face of the Rabbitohs. Eichen will play it. Costigan waits at dummy half. He comes to Maguire, who had just Tate and Irwin on his outside. Now the Broncos make some changes. Costigan going from dummy half. He's only a couple of metres away. Eichen waiting for it. Carl Webb was there, looking to try and charge over from close range. Costigan goes to his left. He finds Carmichael Hunt. He grubbers in behind them. Wood couldn't get to it, but guess who could? Dane Carlaw scores his second try in a matter of minutes, again off a grubber.
Oh, he's thinking how easy is this centre position. Play me there every week. I'll get across the stripe. Great work, though, by the young fullback, Carmichael Hunt. They were expecting the ball to go to the other side of the ruck, South Sydney, and Hunt overrided the football, and Carlaw making a play at it, scoring his second try in 5 minutes.
Now Parker has it back the best part of 26 metres from the line. It's on target, though. He absolutely flushed it. It never looked like missing. Walker running in behind one. Comes back to Skinner, who's out there now for the Rabbitohs. And they get a penalty as well.
Take your time. Shane! Relax. Gordon.
Because you want to go on the pass, but what do you do?
Gordon. What I've seen is twice when they're getting a roll on, you guys have stolen the ball. Get it out of the game.
You, what do you do when
That's not my problem. If they're breaking the law, I'll have to penalise. That's it. That's not my issue. Over here, Shane.
So they'll have to come back to the mark, and Shane Walker now realises where it is.
Wait till they reset.
Jason
now.
Robinson is standing
Drag
on top of it. As he said, I don't make the rules. I just implement them as they take a tap, and Minicello went within centimetres of scoring. He was across the line but couldn't get it down. They go to Tillett once again. And he tried to do what he did in the first half, but this time they were waiting for him. They were there in numbers, Irwin and Green amongst them, to stop him.
Well, it's just great work by Steve Irwin. Going high on the body. Tillett trying to force and use his strength. And Irwin had the football covered.
Well, short ball there for Leroy. It was forward. It didn't matter because he knocked it on. And now the Rabbitohs have it through Martini, just 15 metres out from the Broncos line. Walker going quickly. It comes to Skinner, who stands and takes the tackle of Webb. But Jason Robinson blows the whistle. They were never back to 10. He was playing the advantage. They tap it quickly. Walker gives it to Harrison. They're across the line. They're in again. And they will make this final quarter of the game a very interesting one tonight here at Aussie Stadium. They're back within 6. The Broncos 28, lead the Rabbits 22.
We come from the turnover. Tom Leroy not getting the pass. Looked like a little good ball from Paul Green. And they dived on it. Then the quick tap. Shane Walker, Ash Harrison just picking a hole and running straight through the tackle of Paul Green. Corey Parker does his best. Harrison, he's been strong for the Rabbitohs tonight.
And with injury worries for the Broncos on their mind at the moment, the Rabbitohs will be no easy team to hold out here. Might be a chance here for Roy Bell or a couple of the speedsters to get to dummy half and cause some problems here for the Broncos because they've got them going backwards. Suddenly Williams puts a step on Darren Mapp down the middle of the park. Sutton is backing up, wants one more, finds Walker, he goes wide, it comes to Hookie, he'll give it to Garthwood, and guess what? The Rabbitohs are back on equal terms with the Broncos once again. They're doing handstands on the terraces.
Well, they executed perfectly on that occasion, South Sydney. A wonderful team try. Great skill, fifth tackle. Joe Williams running the football to the line. They backed him up. They supported him on the inside. What about the ball from John Sutton? Shane Walker, lovely ball out to Lee Hookie. Hookie draws in Stuart Kelly, and then they score in the corner. Look at that for skill. They exposed the Broncos down the middle of the park. They were slow. They had a couple of players missing from the defensive line. They didn't react quick enough. And Garth Wood going over in the corner.
Here's Williams. As hard a kick as he could get. It hasn't been a great night for him. He hits it. It's hooking to the left-hand side. It won't have the length either. Now Walker from dummy half. The Broncos were going backwards again. A lovely ball to Harrison. He's away once again. Williams on the inside. He kicks though. They surely must score. Hookie has it. And the Rabbitohs hit the lead.
Great play once again from South Sydney. Ash Harrison busting through the defensive line. Tremendous pick-up by Lee Hookie. Looked as though Stuart Kelly was going to spoil it. He made a desperate lunge, but Hookie, great hands. Walked around a dummy half. The short ball on the edge. Harrison going through the tackle of Ben Eichen. Then the lovely vision to kick it over to Lee Hookie. He realised they were unmarked. That's where they've been dangerous in the second half. Quick play the balls, getting out of dummy half, picking up their runners. He's a left foot kicker. And pick up Lee Hookie. They hit the front.
He strikes it. It's floating back. It clears the crossbar. It's all happening if you're wearing red and green here tonight. Here's Maguire playing it to Kelly. Aiken to Sivanasiva. They are a tired outfit, the Broncos. We'll see what they've got in reserve. They're 30 metres away as Green from dummy half. A short ball to Carl Webb. The Rabbitohs fans and some of the players thought it was forward. Green again. As it comes to Thaiday. He'll be stopped in front of the post. 13 metres out. Green goes to them. Stopped there by Minicello, who makes a rattling tackle around the chest. Hunt from dummy half now gets involved. Last play. Here's Maguire. The grubbers work for them. They'll try it again. Roy Bell juggled it. It comes back to the Broncos, and Costigan has scored.
Oh, bad luck for the young fellow. He attacked the football. He showed the confidence that was required. Unfortunately, he made a mistake. But heads up, surround him. Pat him on the back. Great work, though, by the Broncos. Lovely kick. And Bell, he attacked the football. Costigan coming through. Getting the ball. Keeping the Broncos in the game. An important kick coming up now for Parker. Great strengths being shown there by Costigan to pull out of the tackle of Steve Skinner.
He's taken it a long way back again. 26 metres out. He strikes it well. It's a beautiful kick. Again, it never looked like missing. 20 metres out. They've used up 3 tackles. 25 seconds on the clock. Green goes deep. Maguire steps past the chasers. He keeps it through the hands. It comes to Parker. A ball around the corner was forward. Hunt picks it up and gets across the line, but the pass was forward. The Rabbitohs will hang on here, and we are going to the golden point. There's a good portion of Broncos fans here as well in this small crowded Aussie stadium. What entertainment they've seen as the Rabbitohs bring it back from the kickoff to golden point time. The Rabbitohs, of course, along with the Cowboys, the only teams to figure in a draw this year. That was at Gosford earlier this season. They couldn't be split after 10 minutes of extra time. And 34 all represents the highest scoreline for a drawn game at the end of 80 minutes. Walker will play it. Fletcher from dummy half takes it across the halfway line. He's just outside the Broncos 40. Last play here. Williams will attempt a long-range one. It slits off the side of the boot, taken by Costigan, and he'll bring it back to have it 30 metres out from the Broncos line.
Well, it might have been wishful thinking on that occasion by Joe Williams. I have seen him do it in lower grades. Actually won a grand final for the Roosters Jersey flex side a couple of years ago.
Here's Thaiday trying to fend away from Ashley Harrison. He wasn't missing any tackles at this stage of the game. Green comes to Maguire. Now Parker. He tried to slip that pass for Carmichael Hunt, which would have won the game for the Broncos. Tates comes back to Maguire. Here's Aiken. Players in motion around him. Hunt fires the pass, but it was forward. Kelly was into a hole, but the pass was forward from Hunt to Kelly.
Well, obviously, there mustn't have been any communication, because if there was no communication, Kelly, he shouldn't have been that flat. You can see him just standing there. The ball travels forward. It was a backline shot. He needed to be a little bit deep.
Green from dummy half. We'll work it down the short side again. Costigan getting up to go again. Stopped by Wood once more. Kelly will do the honours from dummy half. It comes back to Maguire. He snaps it. It's wide, but only just. One more play. Walker turns it back on the inside for Fletcher. He wants to chew up some metres, and they'll play it at the Brisbane 30. Williams will be just about 40 metres out again here. It comes to Roy Bell, though, and the 65-kilogram lightweight Hit it beautifully, but it missed just to the left-hand side.
Oh, did he strike it well, Roy Bell?
Green, they're 38 metres out. He'll give it to Wyken. No field goal here. A chip over the top, though. Taking it, though, on the fall for the Rabbitohs. Skinner came up with it. And that will be the end of 5 minutes. And it's Roy Bell who brings it back for the Rabbitohs. And if they hang on to it, this will be the last set of 6 in the game. They are 68 metres away from the Broncos line. Martini dumps it back to Geddes, who tries to bullock his way towards the halfway line. They've had long-range attempts and haven't gone close. Now they put it through the hands. Fletcher to Sutton. Stopped there, but only just by Eichen. Minicello, quickly from dummy half, runs towards the sideline. He gives it off to Skinner, who puts a kick in. It's bouncing for Hunt to take it. Wood makes the tackle on him. 10 seconds left. The Rabbitohs rolled the dice and lost on that occasion.
Can they get a one-on-one strip, Warren?
That'll be the last play. Leroy takes the tackle, and for the second time this year, the Rabbitohs have featured in a drawn game.